It's almost unbelievable that Rachel Reeves has the audacity to criticize anyone's approach to the economy, especially given her own credentials, or lack thereof. She isn't even an economist. In today's video, we will be discussing Rachel from Account's fatal move as it backfires in her face spectacularly. Before we get into the video though, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for daily British content. Just a quick one to say we do have t-shirts available on our website. We have stuck farmer and Make Britain Great Again ones. Make sure you check the link in the description or go to britishstand.com. As stated in the intro, it's almost unbelievable that Rachel Reeves has the audacity to criticize anyone's approach to the economy, especially given her own credentials, or lack thereof. She isn't even an economist. Her recent remarks about Nigel Farage are a prime example of this. She claimed that Farage hasn't got a clue when it comes to economic policy, questioning how he plans to improve the lives of working people. Her exact words: "What's Nigel Farage's answer on the economy? How's he going to make working people better off? He hasn't got a clue. How's he going to grow the economy? He hasn't got the faintest idea." Well, let's put things into perspective. Reform UK, the party Farage once championed, has actually proposed solid economic policies designed to put more money into people's pockets. Take, for instance, their plan to raise the income tax threshold. This approach not only allows individuals to retain more of their hard-earned money, but also stimulates spending across various sectors, whether it's hospitality, retail, or other essential parts of the economy. When people have more disposable income, they spend, which boosts businesses and generates further economic growth. That's how you grow an economy, not through relentless taxation. Contrast that with Labour's approach under Rachel Reeves, which seems to hinge on tax hikes. Here's the irony. Despite these increases, the government's tax revenue might not rise as expected. In fact, it's likely to stagnate or even decrease. Why? Because Reeves's policies could end up stifling economic activity, costing the economy money instead of generating it. Now, let's talk about experience. The Labour front bench is filled with individuals who have little to no hands-on experience in the real world. Most of them haven't run businesses or worked outside the public sector. Many come straight from university or trade unions, with little understanding of what it takes to manage a business, meet payroll, or navigate the challenges faced by ordinary working people. In contrast, Reform UK boasts leaders with real-world experience. Many have built their own businesses, held proper jobs, and in some cases, lived through financial struggles. Take Lee Anderson, for example, a man who knows firsthand what it's like to live hand-to-mouth. These are the kinds of people who truly understand the needs of working-class families. Labour's recent attacks on Reform UK also reveal a deeper truth. They're no longer solely targeting the Conservatives. They're directing their firepower at Reform UK. And why? Because they're afraid. The rise of Reform UK represents a significant threat to Labour, and they know it. At the next general election, Labour stands to lose a considerable number of MPs. Meanwhile, Reform UK is poised to make significant gains. This shift should serve as a wake-up call to those who've dismissed Reform UK as a fringe movement. The tide is turning, and voters are starting to notice. What are your thoughts on Reeves' attack? Let me know in the comments. In other news, local councils could soon be given powers to issue on-the-spot fines for minor misdemeanours, such as climbing trees in parks, under new proposals. The changes are part of Angela Rayner's white paper on English devolution, which would grant councils expanded authority to impose fixed penalty notices rather than taking people to court. The move would significantly increase councils' ability to enforce local bylaws without requiring permission from government ministers, as is currently required. Critics fear the new powers could be misused by cash-strapped councils seeking to raise additional funds. Under current rules, councils must obtain approval from a government minister to introduce new local laws. The proposed changes would remove this requirement, allowing councils to enforce bylaws through fixed penalty notices instead of court proceedings. Typical on-the-spot fines issued by local authorities currently range between £50 and £100. Councils already possess limited powers to issue immediate penalties for offences like littering and fly tipping. The government's white paper argues the centuries-old process for making bylaws is outdated for modern governance. We believe that local leaders are best placed to understand and respond to these issues, the white paper states. Kevin Hollinrake, the shadow local government secretary, has strongly criticised the proposals. The Labour government will leave no stone unturned in their mission to pick people's pockets, he said. He warned the changes could allow overzealous town hall officials to ban lawful innocent activities in public places, such as vaping, walking a dog, or going on an organised group run. The justice system should not be hijacked to line the taxman's pockets, Hollinrake added. The Conservatives previously rejected similar proposals during the coalition government due to concerns about revenue raising. Last year, 2 councils faced criticism for implementing tree climbing bans in protected public spaces, Torfaen in Wales and Rugby. Based on current council bylaws across the country, the new powers could lead to fines for various activities in public spaces. These could include walking more than 1 dog at a time, playing ball games, using model aircraft and kites. Even informal games of football or cricket could potentially result in penalties under the expanded powers. Councils have already demonstrated their ability to generate significant income through fines, with £620 million collected in parking fines last year alone. Josie Appleton, director of civil liberties group Manifesto Club, expressed concerns about the potential misuse of the new powers. "I'm worried that councils will use these new powers for revenue raising, as they do with other powers that allow fixed penalty notices," she said. She warned that councils increasingly employ private enforcement officers who are paid per fine. "There are lots of archaic bylaws on the books, so we can expect people to be penalised for public nuisance, playing music or ball games in a park," Appleton added. A government spokesman said they will work with councils to review the enforcement of bylaws through fixed penalty notices. Lastly, Prince Harry could cause absolute havoc for King Charles during the Duke's trial against News Group newspapers in January 2025, a royal expert exclusively told British Stand. Many members of the royal family are nervously awaiting Harry's solo return to the UK, the royal commentator revealed. Prince Harry accused the Sun publisher of unlawful information gathering by journalists and private investigators between 1996 and 2011. He is one of 2 claimants whose cases are still live, after 39 others settled. Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams suggested the Duke of York could cause absolutely havoc in a sensational trial if he made allegations against the monarch, whether they were true or not. "The trial will be sensational, just like his last appearance in the witness box was sensational," he said. "If Harry were to say something in court that he said the king said to him, whether or not the king actually did, it would cause absolute havoc. Whilst Harry has 2 court cases outstanding continuing, it appears there is nervousness about what he might say when under cross-examinations, or to his solicitors, that might involve the monarch." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.